Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to pop back in, no pun intended, to talk a bit more about the POP4 scanner that Revopoint sent me a while back to test out. Specifically, I want to showcase the laser scanning feature, the VC SEL structured light feature, along with the revolutionary Gaussian splatting capability, and show a real example of going from a 3D scan to a 3D print, which you can then use to allow your creativity to run wild. Let's get into it. Now, this isn't a full review. The Revopoint 6 software that I'm using today is still in beta, so it wouldn't be fair to compare the POP4 scanner to other scanners just yet. So instead, we'll take a look at some of the scanning modes that I've only briefly touched on in previous videos. Here are a couple of the items that we'll take a closer look at in this video. I have this cute little bunny, which we will scan in a couple of different modes, and the Man of Steel here that will scan to see how well the laser mode captures details. Let's head on over to my main PC to get the scans done. The first thing I want to do is show you the AI-powered object segmentation feature. I'm using the VCSEL laser combined with the full field for the hybrid scan here. And notice in the lower left corner of your screen how I clicked on the bunny and it turned green. Now, when I do the scan, it only scans the bunny. In fact, watch here as I pick up the bunny off of the turntable and it still continues to track. That is pretty cool. And here you can see a completed scan that was done in the same mode. This is a color mesh, and here in a second I will turn off the color so you can see the base layer scan, and filling holes, all that kind of stuff is just super easy to do with the Revopoint 6 software. Now let's switch over to the laser scanning mode. I'm going to scan this for maximum detail, and I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video to 10 times. This entire process took 12 minutes from beginning to end. Let me speed that up now. A good portion of what you'll learn working with a 3D scanner is that the scanning technique is really like 60 to 70% of the battle that you'll face. You really have to get a sense of how the scanner works, where it's best to optimally place all of your markers, different ways to hold it, different ways to position things, and if you do need to make multiple scans, the best orientation to do all of that. Now, I am using a fairly powerful computer to do this. It is equipped with 96 gigabytes of RAM, so most of the work that I do on this machine doesn't really stress out the PC whatsoever, but I have used some lower powered laptops and they work fine. Just make sure that you're paying attention to the minimum requirements that Revopoint sets out for you. So now we'll go ahead and slow down the video. You can see there were a few spots here where I just needed to fill in some holes. Since I knew I wanted to 3D print this model, I wanted to make sure that I had a nice solid base. So I went ahead and did a little bit of trim work and recut the bottom just so it would be perfectly flat. And once that was complete, it was ready to send to the printer. But before we take a look at the 3D print, I want to continue looking at the laser scanning features of the POP4. Here you can see I am scanning the Man of Steel figurine, and we are using the cross-line laser scanning mode. Now I'm going to cut over to the finished scan, and there's a couple that I actually did. Okay, here we are in Revo Scan 6. This is the completed point cloud from the first scan that I did. And here you can see the final mesh after I did some cleanup, but there were a couple areas that I was not able to scan in that orientation. So I did a second scan here of the model laying down on its back so that I was able to get the bottom of the hands. And here we have the final mesh. Now I cut out the back because there was some, bad scan data. And once I had that complete, I was able to very quickly fuse the two together. So here we have the completed, and I will be completely honest, I was quite impressed at how well the merge feature worked on this. Now, yes, there's still a couple holes in the merge data, but once I did the mesh, cleaned it up, filled in the holes, here we have the complete scan of this little tiny figurine, and we've got some pretty good detail there in the face. It caught the little wisp of hair, so very good. And this was all done, this was at 0.15 millimeters, so pretty good scan detail on the Man of Steel. Now, let's talk about scanning people. This is my Scannikin. This mannequin is standing in, and I'm using that hybrid mode that combines the VC-SEL projector and the full field projector to do quick, rapid scans. And of course, you can do color. So here you can see that I am capturing at a pretty decent frame rate, a lot of detail and a lot of color information of this Scannikin. Now, let's take a look at the finished scan. And here we have the complete scan, the raw data. Now, again, I was not going for perfection. I didn't care about the back here of the head, all the hair in the back. So that's the raw data. Here we have the fused data, and then here we have the mesh. And I haven't done any cleanup to this or anything. Now, remember at the beginning of the video how I told you about that 3D Gaussian splatting feature that this scanner has, that Revopoint has patented? This is really cool. What you're seeing on the screen right now is just the regular color scan. So all it's doing is it's taking color pictures and it's placing that on top of the 3D geometry that's underneath. But if we run this through that 3D Gaussian splatting, now take a look at this. This shiny metallic fabric is actually reflecting in the light. And what blows my mind, you can see how the top of the mannequin's head here is lighter. That's because there was just a single, the room light above the mannequin's head. If I tilt this up, watch the eyes. You actually see that reflection in the eyes. You don't see it here, but you see that up there. This just absolutely blows my mind. So this is super useful for people that do 3D modeling, game developers, stuff like that, VR. This is really going to be a game changer for applications like that. And now back to our little friendly bunny. Once I had that scan complete and exported, I just brought it into Bamboo Studio. I sliced it. I loaded up a 0.2 millimeter nozzle, and I let the printer fly. Now, this print did take about 11 hours to complete because it is got such fine detail, but I went ahead, let it go, and here are our results. So the print came out beautifully, popped it off the plate, then it was just a matter of removing the supports. And once that was done, I took it outside, fired up the airbrush, and I gave this little bunny a magical rave-ready paint job. We'll take a look at the final results here in just a moment. Well, there you go. Pretty cool features on this new scanner from Revopoint. I'll put some info in the video description below where you can find out more information about it. But now, let me show you the Rave Bunny now that the paint is dried. I love being able to take an object, scan it, 3D print it, and modify it in creative ways. What would you scan with the Pop 4? Let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to see more videos like this, or you appreciate the varied content that I'm creating, please take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell so you'll get notified when I upload the next video. You may enjoy seeing how I used this scanner to make a custom support for the airbrush manifold that I used to power my airbrush setup in this video. As always, I enjoy the time that we get to spend together here on the channel. Let's keep on learning, burning, printing, and scanning together. Take care, everyone.